My next guest is going to be back in action against Zack Davis, Cage Titan 71, May 24th, and you can watch that live on Spectation Sports. It is Jack Congdon joining me here on the program. Jack, how you doing?
Yes, sir. Doing great. Feeling really good. Ready to go for the 24th.
Yeah, big card and a big fight for you. When did you find out? How did this all come together?
His name got put on my radar, I think, back for the January card, but he couldn't fight that card. I couldn't do May after the January card, and then we looked to get the matchup going here in May. It materialized, and so we've had a full training camp. Nice. in preparation for Zack.
Good stuff. And a veteran here, 15 fights. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
He's an interesting challenge. He's a big guy for welterweight. He's a southpaw, and he likes to kick. And I like that as a challenge for myself because I like to kick as well. I'm a big guy for the weight class. So it's a unique challenge, but I'm very adaptable. I've got a pretty much even split between submission wins, knockout wins. And that just goes to show, how well-rounded in there I am, and wherever the fight winds up going, I can flow with it, and I can find the finish wherever it is. And I feel like that's no exception with Zack here. I believe I'm stronger in all aspects of the sport, and that wherever this fight winds up playing out, I'm going to dominate, and I'm going to find a way to get that finish.
So when you say going kick for kick, is it going to be like that scene in Bloodsport where Frank Dukes and the Asian dude are going back and forth, and then Dukes gets the better of them? Is that how you see it going?
I won't tell you exactly how I see it going, but
you've seen the movie though, right? I hope that reference didn't go on deaf ears here. Have you seen Bloodsport?
I've seen Bloodsport.
Okay, good. Yeah. Jeez, I was like, if you didn't see it, that would have just sounded really awkward. So there you go.
No. Yeah. No. We're gonna be kicking each other quite a bit. Going to be some sore shins and some sore feet for the week after, but it'll be worth it with a win.
Absolutely. Take me through camp a bit. Who have been some of the main guys helping you get ready for this fight and preparing you for Cage Titan 71?
Yeah, so as always, I'm at Lakeville MMA with Sensei John Mirando. I get my kickboxing in at KO Gym in New Bedford with my coach Mike Avila. I've been doing my jiu-jitsu with Dan Savory and all the guys there. He's been doing a lot of MMA work with us as well. A guy that I've been working a lot with this camp and is also on this card, and I'm really excited to see how he does, is Connor Holt. He fought back in September, I believe, lost his debut, but since then, he has been on the grind and fully committed to getting back in there and winning and showing a better version of himself than he got to the first time. And it's really showed in his grind, man. He's in strength conditioning with us over at Bristol County Barbell Club with Chad Feria. He's getting stronger, getting more fit. Been doing a lot of MMA work, a lot of striking with him. And what I've been really impressed with him is as camp has gone on, like a lot of the times, camp is grueling. Sometimes you see guys have a deterioration in performance later in camp because they're so drawn out. Where Connor, I feel like, has grown continuously throughout the whole camp. So I'm really excited for him to go out and really get to show off his improvements because he's really earned it. And he's been, like I said, a big training partner for me in this camp, as well as all the guys at the other gyms. And then Lowe's on MMA as well. I'm always there on Saturdays for team training, and we get a ton of good rounds in there. So
good mix, which is great. Well, how does that work with your corner? Who will be in the cage with you for this fight?
It'll be Joe Lozon, Mike Avila, and John Mirando.
Nice. All-star team right there. How's this fight playing out without giving away the game plan? How do you see it unfolding on May 24th?
I visualize a lot. However, I always do it in a lot of different scenarios. So I'll never say it's going to be a KO on the feet or it's going to be a submission on the ground. It's going to play out the way that it plays out. But what I do know is that I'm going to go in there, establish my dominance, put him on his heels, make him feel uncomfortable, land damage, and ultimately close the show out and get the finish. That's how I see it playing out.
Well said. Big fight for you here, right? You get this win, you'll be 7-1. That is a good looking resume for some of the bigger promotions. Not looking past May 24th, but if you thought about kind of the implications of a victory here, especially with the timing of this card, because Contender Series is coming up. We got UFC's always looking for more fighters. What would a win, especially a finish, do for you here?
It's very important. I've got to go out there and get this. Zach's a good guy, so like you said, we can't look past it. Though I know in my heart that I'm going to go in there and get that win, and be on to bigger things like the Contender Series, like you said. Even that is only the start. From there, I'm going to be climbing up to the top 15. From there, the top 5, and from there, working to be number 1 and claiming that UFC crown. So I have to go in there and get the job done on May 24th. But once I do that, there are big things in store, and we can't say too much, but there will be things to say afterwards.
How much does it help having a guy like Joe Lozon who's done it, right? He's been at the highest level, knows sort of the ins and outs of the UFC and all that. Like just having him as not only as a coach, but someone that knows what it takes to get to the UFC. That's got to be a big asset for you.
For sure. And he's been honest with me in the past at times where he said, last year I wanted to look to get on the Contender Series. And he was very honest with me and said, he looks at this year as being more realistic. So obviously he knows his stuff. We're on that right path. And then especially in the fight, his corner advice is always helpful, and it's helped me in a couple of particular situations where I can hear the things he says. I make those adjustments, and they're the right tactical move in the fight. So yeah, his advice and corner generalship has definitely helped me out big time in some of my fights.
I think he helped you out with this interview too, man. Good stuff. Really well spoken. I love it. We're looking forward to it. It's Cage Titan 71, May 24th. If you can't make that one, you can watch it live on Spectation Sports. Jack, if there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media you want to mention, I'll give you the last word.
Yes. Thank you all to all my teammates. We shouted them out a little bit before, but yes, let me go through and make sure I thank all my sponsors. I don't want to miss any, so I'm going to pull them up right here. Yeah, for starters, with my sponsors, we've got the law offices of Dan Clifford. He's the guy that I train with, and he specializes in workman's comp and those types of work-related injuries. So if you or somebody needs a lawyer to represent that kind of case, he's your guy. I'll be linking all these people up on social Facebook.
Media. Of course.
I'm building a website, or I'm getting help with one of the companies that I'll name here later to build the website, and everything will be up on there soon enough. So that's definitely exciting too. We've got Nuance Salon and Spa. They're here in New Bedford. I train Jen Oliveira at Lakeville MMA. And yeah, they do all sorts of stuff like hair, nails, all sorts of beauty stuff. So they'll pamper you over there. Here in New Bedford, we got Kyler's Catch, their seafood market here in New Bedford as well. I go there for all my seafood here in camp, which is just huge because obviously towards the end, I've got to be eating clean, I got to be eating lean, and their fish is how I do that towards the end of camp. So I'm always going in there, stocking up on salmon, getting it fresh, and that's a huge help there from Kyler's Catch. We've got Waterman Roofing and Remodeling as well. I'm wearing the sweatshirt right now, actually. You've seen their signs all over the area if you're from here. So if you need a new roof, they're the guy to call in this area. We've got Chavert Construction as well. They do all sorts of construction projects. And Julio is who runs that, Julio Chavert. His wife, Lydia, also helps me out at Lakeville MMA, coaching the homeschool kids. I run that homeschool kid program, so she helps me out a lot with that. So, big shout out to Chavert Construction. Punch Creatives, I mentioned the website going up at some point in the future here. They're the ones that are kind of behind that, and they also printed my last shirts. So we got a bunch of cool stuff in store with them coming up soon in the future. The Logan family, they're a family. I trained 3 of their kids at the homeschool program at Lakeville MMA, and they're helping me out, sponsoring me here for this fight as well. So I appreciate that big time. Yeah, those 3 kids, Nathan, Riley, and Jacob, they're awesome. They're some of the top students there, and they're just a pleasure to coach. So can't wait to see what they keep doing with the sport. And then lastly, Why Not a Pair? They're a charity based out of here in New Bedford. They support special needs education, so they fundraise towards that goal. The whole idea is, you've got the shiny apple as the picture of education, right? You always saw that in classrooms. And the whole idea is, why not a pair? Not everybody's the same, but every kid should get a fair shot at it. So their goal as a charity is to raise money towards special needs education. So if that's a cause that you're interested in donating to, check out their website. Your money will go to a good cause. So huge team backing me for this fight. We're going in there with a ton of support, ton of energy, and it's going to be a banger on the 24th, and I can't wait to do it.